Good morning. I'm Andy Myers at Weiss Research.
I'm Jen Amos, and this is your morning market update for Thursday, February 3rd. Stocks on Wall Street opened lower, following the lead of the major markets across Europe. The economy is in focus on both sides of the Atlantic. Here in the U.S., investors are digesting the latest data on the labor market. 42,000 fewer Americans filed for first-time unemployment benefits last week. But the 4-week moving average of new claims, which is a more accurate gauge, rose slightly. More than 3.9 million people are still on the jobless rolls, a level that indicates the labor market is still weak. The news comes just a day ahead of the government's closely watched January employment report. Economists predict that 150,000 new jobs were created last month, and that the unemployment rate rose to 9.5%.
Across the pond, investors are focusing on interest rates and inflation. As expected, the European Central Bank left its key lending rate unchanged at a record low 1%. And at his monthly news conference, ECB President Jean-Claude Trichet said that despite a rise in prices last month, inflation pressures remain anchored. He also said that the central bank's bond buying program, designed to help out struggling Eurozone members, is ongoing. Following the decision, the euro extended its losses against the US dollar after recently rising to a 3-month high. Despite the dollar's gain, commodity prices are rising as well. Gold is back near $1,340 an ounce as traders look for a hedge against inflation. And crude oil is trading at around $91.50 a barrel as investors continue to monitor the political situation in Egypt.
It's a big day for the retail sector, as chains report their January same-store sales figures. The numbers are mostly positive, although heavy storms in the Northeast during the month did take a toll on some retailers. Shares of Walgreens, Macy's, Gap, Limited Brands, Nordstrom, and Dillard department stores are all solidly higher after strong results. And JCPenney is jumping more than 3% after the company boosted its fourth quarter earnings outlook. But shares of Target opened lower after the discount chain posted an increase of just 1.7%. In other news out of the retail sector, BJ's Wholesale Club said it's considering strategic alternatives, including a possible sale of the company. BJ's shares are soaring more than 13% on the news.
We've also got lots of corporate earnings out today. Perhaps the biggest name on the list is Merck. The pharmaceutical giant swung to a fourth quarter loss of more than $500 million, mainly due to increased costs and problems with a drug development program for a new blood thinner. Merck also issued a forecast for 2011 that fell short of expectations, sending the shares down nearly 4% in early trading. Shares of CVS Caremark also opened sharply lower. Net income at the drugstore chain dipped slightly in the fourth quarter, and revenue fell by $1 billion. Both numbers came in shy of Wall Street estimates. Also moving to the downside on earnings news are Visa, MasterCard, and International Paper.
Now to some of the day's earnings winners. Dow Chemical opened higher after its net income nearly tripled, topping estimates. And shares of Kellogg are adding more than 1%. It matched estimates with a 7% increase in profit, despite lower sales. And the cereal maker affirmed its earnings outlook for the full year. Another giant in the food industry is moving higher today as well. Yum Brands, which operates Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut, boosted its bottom line thanks to higher margins, strong growth in China, and improving sales trends in the U.S. Right now, Yum Brands is gaining more than 3%. And finally, media industry players News Corp and the New York Times are both rising in early trade, following strong quarterly numbers. That's the latest from Weiss Research. Have a great trading day.